Hello there, my loved ones. This is the Borealis Experience. I'm your host, Aurora, and I'm so delighted to be spending some time with you today. I want to talk about your nervous system. And before I start talking about your nervous system, I want to share with you that I have this cool little feature on my website and offer where people can book my services, nature walks, massages, meditation, yoga classes, tantric wellness classes, and create their own retreat. It can be an overnighter, it can be a daytime retreat, and it can be a solo retreat and a group retreat. And it's the best seller at the moment. I'm so excited that people are receiving my offer. And maybe if you hear this, it is something that you would like to try in the future. Or maybe you know somebody, excuse me, who would love to find out about this sweet little offer. All right, let's dive into today's topic, your nervous system. What I've learned along my journey is that you could work so much on your mindset, trying to think differently, more positively, reframing your past, thinking, more lovingly, openly, excitedly towards the future. But if you do not feel it in your body, if you don't feel it in your nervous system, it is going to keep running your show. And with it, I mean your nervous system that has recorded disappointments, trauma from the past. So if you only work on your mindset, if you only, go to talk therapy, and don't get me wrong, like talk therapy helped me a lot. The classical, sitting on a couch and opening up to a therapist, it helped me a lot. But the struggles that I was dealing with were not being eased. I was not feeling better sustainably. So I had to reach out to more help. And back then, when I started my healing journey, there wasn't much around. I mean, it was in the early 2000s, but it didn't seem available to me. And maybe I was also not searching too much in depth for it. And long story short, I found coaches, I found mentors, I found teachers, and they helped me tremendously regulate my nervous system because I had to get out of my head and into my body. I had to start rewiring my nervous system. I had to start feel safe in my body again. And to this day, when I spend time with a horse, when was that the other day? I think it was, spending time with a horse, and it wasn't long. I just, was stroking a horse's back and its neck. I could feel, fuck, like I'm still so tense. I'm still so nervous. And there is nothing around me threatening me. Yet it is my nervous system that, on a very deep level, still feels threatened in one way or another. And so anxiety, panic attacks, living a very, rigid life in my mind, has been normal for me for so many years. And then I have these moments at times where I realize, oh my God, there's this person or this animal outside of me, and they are so grounded and calm. And here I am, still very excitable and tensed and closed up. And so, yeah, I think, the goal is not to be pain free, suffering free until the rest of my life, but the goal is to stay aware and to stay open that there is still some healing that wants to be done. And the tools that I have in my back pocket that, my teachers, my coaches, my therapists shared with me along the way, I have on me at all times, but I also need to use them. And so in my coaching, when people come out here to the yurt or when we do an online session, the first thing I always make sure is happening is that people feel safe and drop into their body. And I will do that more and more through breath work and through awareness work, because I realize that the more safe you feel, the more grounded you feel, the more you're going to absorb teachings and new ways of looking at life, new perspectives, and reframing your past to live a more healthy and light future and present moment. But if you're not feeling safe, if you are in survival mode, you're not going to absorb my tools. And so it's been a big awakening in the last couple of weeks, with myself, with my own healing journey, going so much into depth when it comes to healing my sexual wellness, my sexual health, going through this course of tantric sex, love, and relationship. And now I lost my train of thought, but what I want to get across today is that you need to be giving you so much grace. You need to be so patient with you, with everything that you have gone through, are going through. Your nervous system, your body is recording everything at all times. And so you can't just think your way out of pain and suffering and, set an intention and put an end to this. I mean, you can to some extent, but it's not going to be sustainable. It will feel more as an abuse than anything else. But you have to start connecting to your body and to your nervous system and to become real with how you feel and not getting frustrated about what you will find out once you tune in. Because usually what people realize is that, fuck, like I thought I was way further in the healing process, or I would, handle stress way better now. And then they get down on themselves and it's just a vicious cycle. But that's not the goal of it. That's not the goal of becoming aware of it. The goal is to become real with how your nervous system feels, with what makes you feel safe. Who makes you feel safe? Are you a person just like me who is very kinesthetic and sensual? So the right piece of clothing is going to make you feel safe. A warm shower, a hot bath, a massage, um, a beautiful smelling candle, a juicy piece of pineapple, right? If you are intrigued by these, yeah, if you love your five senses to be stimulated in the most, juiciest, sexiest, healthiest ways, and that makes you feel safe, then you have to dial down on this. You have to bring more of this into your life, especially if you tend to be more anxious, especially if your mind, if your whole being needs rigid and kind of, yeah, the very routine, structured kind of lifestyle, which can give you a hint that you're probably more of an anxious person if that is what you need, right? You need to control your outside world in order to feel safe. And if you know about yourself that your body is very sensitive to cold and to hot and to soft and to rough, then you can help yourself out by nurturing your body first. And breath is another extremely powerful tool that I love to use as a modality out here at the yurt or online, because it really has you tap into your very raw and primal self. And don't forget, we are all animals. We are animals. We can smell another person's fear. It doesn't matter what kind of a show they're putting up and how they dress and what kind of car they drive and all the fuss they're doing around. If you can smell their anxiety, you're going to have a hard time respecting them. And same goes for yourself. You cannot kid yourself. You cannot bullshit yourself into becoming confident, into becoming more grounded and happy with who you are and where you're at, if you are not connecting deeply, soulfully to your own nervous system, and if you do not provide your body with the safety that it needs and the comfort that it needs. And yeah, that has been one of the most powerful learnings that I learned along my way. And I'm just very excited to share this with you. It comes from a very, very deep soul space, from deep suffering, from a space of deep despair, and from a space of hope and unconditional love for your journey. Let me feel into this for a couple minutes, or maybe just a couple of seconds, to see if there is anything else I'd love to share with you. Yeah, I think what awaits you once you engage on this journey of recovering your truth and connecting to your nervous system is that you can then give yourself permission to just be. There's no anxiety around performing or showing up or doing enough or being enough anymore. There's just that deep sense of knowing who you are and what you need in order to be your most loving, your most authentic version, that it really feels like a coming home. It comes as a feeling of warmth and comfort and like a warm embrace. Something that, we might have been craving ever since we were teenagers or in our 20s. Basically when we learned that fuck, like the outside world is harsh and will sometimes not meet our needs, and on other times even hurt us and be threatening to us. But once you engage on that journey and get to know yourself on a deeper level again, you feel this very rooted power inside of you, something that cannot be destroyed, something that cannot get lost again, something that cannot be forgotten again, something that is unshakable and again undestroyable. And it is your deep sense of self-worth, your deep sense of knowing your dignity, your life force, your sexual drive, your sexual energy. However you want to call it, it is your essence. I think I'm going to leave you with that. And I want to express how incredibly grateful I am to be back, to reconnecting with you all, and to have received this immense love and appreciation and feedback last week once I published my two little episodes there. It gives me, yeah, such a boost and fills my cup out right to the top and fills my heart up with so much love. And yeah, I couldn't be more grateful. I feel very blessed to be here with you through time and space whenever you choose to listen to this. I'm gonna send you with so much love into this day, into this night. Take really good care of yourself, and I'll be out there for you very soon again. Bye-bye.